Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see very important articles that appeared in our today's newspaper. So let's get started with our discussion and let us see the important topics of the day. First topic is 157 killed in Nepal flash flood. Hundreds of people missing. This topic is important from geography and as well as disaster management. And next topic is why was acting CJ of Rajasthan High Court not shifted? Judge asks CJI. So here you have to see one important concept, that is acting judges, and you have to see in which conditions this acting judge is appointed, who will appoint this. From this point of view, you can expect a prelims based question. And there is one folk dance form in the news, that is Kai Kotikali. So this topic is important from your history from GS paper 1. And next topic here is Center plans integrated command centers to set up border security. This article is talking about integrated command centers, why we need such kind of command centers, and you have to see what are the advantages of that and what is the smart border setup is about. That is important from internal security from GS paper 3. Next topic is making India's food system climate proof, cannot wait. This article is integrating food production with climate change and what are the steps need to be taken by the government to make our agriculture which is climate resilient. This topic is important from environment and ecology and even from GS paper 3 and the economy also it is important. And next topic is the high cost of India's private healthcare boom. So here you have to know about what is this private healthcare system. You have to see about the different levels of hospitals like PHCs. You have to see the secondary hospital, tertiary hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals, and what are the problems in our healthcare system in our country. And you have to see what is the problem related to this private healthcare system and how can we make this private healthcare system more affordable, or if in case if you want to improve this public healthcare system, how we can improve this public healthcare system. So this health is very important from your GS paper 2 under governance. Okay, see this topic is, read out the title, 157 killed in Nepal flash flood, hundreds of people missing. The key word here is flash flood. So what you have to say is what exactly the definition of flash flood is. You have to say what are the reasons, what are the features of this flash floods, and why, what are the reasons why this flash flood happened in this Nepal. And next, do we have any impact on India? We have to see. And next, this Nepal is a country with which we are sharing boundary with. So here we have one foreign policy called as neighborhood first policy, and how India is helping Nepal because India already started a program of helping this Nepal. So what is that program? How we are helping this Nepal, we have to see. And next we have to see is how we have to prevent this kind of flash floods in future. So all these are the areas that you have to think about. And from prelims point of view, what are the points that I have said? You may be getting the mains based question on these points. But from prelims point of view, they cited one name of the river. So you have to know about that river because it is forming under the part of our Himalayan river system. Okay. So if there is any river which is in news, they may ask you a question on that river, where it originates and where it flows, which are its tributaries, why it is in news, like that they may ask you a question from prelims point of view. Clear? And now you have to open your map and you have to see where exactly your Nepal is. And you may get a question like which of the states of India are sharing boundary with this Nepal. In that way also you have to connect the dots. You have to see map, you have to see international relations, you have to see neighborhood first policy, you have to see about operations of India, you have to see some facts related to this geography. Everything, then only you can answer any question from prelims and as well as in your mains. Clear? Okay, even you may get a case study in your ethics. You are a district collector and your district is sharing boundary with Nepal. In Nepal, this issue happened. It is also posing a threat to your district. As head of district disaster management authority, what are the steps will you take to save your people or to protect your people? How can you increase awareness about this flash floods in your area? Like that they may give you an interconnected, interrelated case study also. You have to be very careful. Clear? Okay, now let us see this article. If you see about a flash flood, it is nothing but it is a rapid inundation of low-lying terrain. Whenever there is huge release of water, suddenly within a very less time, it can cause a flash flood. And what are the features? The first one is it should happen within a short time. Sometimes within minutes to within few hours, this flash flood can happen. Yes, within few minutes to within few hours, this trigger event can happen that will lead to a flash flood. For example, there is a river which is flowing, and on this river, if there are constructing any dam, suddenly if dam collapses, what happened? Water will be gushing into this area, right? So within minutes, this kind of events can happen. For example, in urban areas, there is a cloud burst. Within a very short period of time, very heavy rainfall. Because of that, what happened? Roads will become rivers. That is also an example of flash floods. Like that, if there is a high rush of water within a very short span of time, that is considered as flash flood. And next important feature here is water will move with enormous kinetic energy. That means in its way, whenever there are any rocks or boulders or any vehicles which are there or any trees or even houses which are built, what happened? They will be swept away in this water. And next one is debris flow. Obviously, whatever the debris which is there here, they will be carried out by this water because of its high flow. And next one here is sometimes rainfall cannot trigger this. Sometimes rainfall can trigger, sometimes rainfall cannot trigger. So here, for example, if there is any riverine flood, have you ever seen here? Normally, we can see the banks of the river or the banks of the lake. Normally, in the monsoon season, what happens? The banks will be tearing off. There will be tearing off this banks. Katta, whatever the katta it is there, that will be going away. So because of that, what happened? Water will be entering into the village, right? So like that, what happens? Sometimes the river and floods can happen. So that is very much quite common in this Himalayan floods or Himalayan regions. We can see this kind of floods. And this one is we have even a glacial lake outburst flood. So whatever the glacial lakes which are there in this Himalayas, if the whatever the boundary it is there, if that boundary is disturbed, then what happen? It can cause glacial lake outburst floods. So those are also the examples of flash floods, and these are the important features of this flash floods. And one more important point you have to remember is, especially if you are taking this riverine floods in Himalayan rivers, it will be transboundary in nature because we have India, we have Nepal, we have Bhutan, and we have China. So it will be affecting all these countries. So this kind of events are called as transboundary disasters. If something is happening in Nepal, obviously we will be getting affected because many rivers of this Himalayan, they originate in this Nepal and they will be flowing into India. So because of this transboundary nature of this Himalayan rivers, obviously it will be also a threat to our country. And next, what is the impact of this Nepal floods now? The first one is loss of life. Many people, they lost their life and many people were missing in this water. And this one is Himalayan rivers are very famous for generation of hydropower, right? And now Ministry of Energy of Nepal gave an announcement that there is disruption of around 430 megawatts, and even India is buying hydropower from this Nepal. So obviously this production had been affected. Not only production, even what are the projects they are constructing, they also had been damaged in the sites. And next one is there is also disruption of trade because whenever the water is moving with a very high speed, what are the roads which are there, what are the bridges which are there, obviously they will be also swept away. So because of this, there is no proper connectivity. So the trade will be getting disrupted and the day-to-day life activities of the people will be also affected. And this Nepal is very much famous for tourism and pilgrimage. So obviously this tourism and pilgrimage will be also get affected because we have now Kailash Mansarovar Yatra which is going on through this route. Obviously that will be get affected. So these are the things that you have to see from mains, and from prelims point of view also I said please make note down of that also. Please try to make the notes. And now let us see the next article. See this. Why was acting CJ, that is Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court, not shifted? Judge asks CJI. So here you have to know about acting judges. So if you see in this chapter of judiciary, you will study about Supreme Court, you will study about High Court and subordinate courts. In this Supreme Court, you will be studying about CJI, Chief Justice of India. Under that, we have Supreme Court judges, and we have this concept of ad hoc judges, acting judges, and additional judges. Can you recall that? So here now it is talking about acting Chief Justice. So here you have to know about the concept of acting judges of Supreme Court and acting judges of High Court, because they are asking about acting CJ of High Court of Rajasthan. So now what is your work is you have to open this chapter of judiciary and you have to see this acting judge concept in your Supreme Court and also in High Court. And recently we government passed a bill of increasing of number of judges of Supreme Court. We increased the number of judges, right? Earlier, it has been passed by President as ordinance, and finally that had been passed in the Parliament, and it became now an act. Yes. So because of this update related to the number of judges of Supreme Court and now acting Chief Justice is in news, for sure UPSC can give you at least 2 questions related to this judges for sure. It may be acting, it may be ad hoc, it may be additional, it may be CJI, it may be judges of High Court and Supreme Court. And yesterday also we discussed about transparency in collegium system. So because of all these things which are there in news constantly, for sure there will be a question on for sure about Supreme Court judges and High Court judges. In this way, if you are well versed with current affairs, you can expect at least 20 to 25 topics for sure, so that you will not miss those questions in your examination. That will make you to clear this examination, because current affairs is very important. Most of the questions in your prelims will be based on current affairs only. If you have seen this 2026, you will never forget about this current affairs, right? Okay, now let us see here. Before understanding this article, we have to see the background. So here in this background, you have to remember 2 judges' names. One is Mehta, one is Sharma. Just Mehta and Sharma. So if you see about this Justice Mehta, who earlier served in this Rajasthan High Court, and that person wrote 3 letters to CJI in this month related to this, why we are not removing that acting judge. Acting judge we have to remove or we have to transfer. Why? From past 10 months onwards, that Sharma is acting as Chief Justice in this Rajasthan High Court. This person wrote 3 letters in this month. Who is the CJI now? Suryakant. He is writing about this person Sharma, and he also said that there is a lot of favoritism and nepotism is seen in this process of collegium system. Because of that, in yesterday's editorial, there is an article that is saying that we have to increase transparency in this collegium system, because CJI is also not responding to the letters continuously written related to removal of this acting judge, and is working there from since 10 months. Okay, that is the thing, guys. So here how you can expect a question, consider the following statements regarding acting judge, possible. Or else you may get a question in this way, consider the following. One statement is about acting judge, one statement is about additional judge, one statement is about ad hoc judge. They may give you 3 statements and they may ask you to identify correct or incorrect. They may give you pair based questions, possible. So like that UPSC can give you different types of questions based on this judge. Now let us see some facts about this acting judge. Acting judge, who will appoint? President. They will remove this president and they will include prime minister, or they will include CJI. So like that they will interchange these words. You have to be very much careful. These judges are appointed by President of India, not by Prime Minister, not by CJI, not by Council of Ministers, not by anyone. Okay. And next one is which article is talking about it. You have to remember Article 224 of Indian Constitution talks about it. Very important point. And when this acting judge is appointed, this may be the statement which is given by UPSC. Whenever the permanent judge, that is nothing but CJ, is absent, whenever the Chief Justice of that High Court is absent, or whenever that person is unable to work, okay, at that time for temporary purpose, this acting judge or acting Chief Justice will be appointed by the Prime Minister. Okay, and this person will not become a permanent judge later on after appointing. He will be only acting only, will not become permanent anymore. And next important point you have to remember is what is the tenure? They will serve until the permanent judge resumes the office. And one more important point here is they cannot hold the office beyond 62 years of old. because the retirement age for this High Court is 62. What is the age for Supreme Court? 65. You have to remember that. That is a statement given by UPSC in earlier prelims based question. Year 60 to 65 they asked. And now let us see about this acting, ad hoc and additional judge. Acting judge is nothing but appointed in a specific High Court judge as temporarily. Whenever that CJ is not available, at that time we will appoint them. And next one is additional judge appointed up to tenure here is 2 years, and they will handle only the cases whenever they are having increased burden. And next one here is we have ad hoc judge. Ad hoc judge will be also appointed, but ad hoc judge will be retired persons. Retired High Court judges will be appointed as ad hoc judges, so that it will help to clear this backlog of cases. So just once open your Lakshmikant or whatever the handouts which are given in your class, just revise those judges topic. It is very important, and keep star mark this time. Okay, you know current affairs rules, just keep star mark for this topic, and you should not go wrong if there is any question related to these judges. Okay, see this guys, there is one image. So it is showing about one folk dance. You know, Onam celebrations are going on in which state? Kerala. So in that there is one folk dance which is performed before the entrance of this Ananta Padmaswamy temple here by women. So you have to know about it. So if there is any folk dance, how they will ask the question. So the name of this folk dance is Tiruvatira dance or Kai Kottikali. Please make a note. Tiruvatira dance or Kai Kottikali. Okay, so every year there is a trend in UPSC. They will give one word and they will ask it is related to what. Last time they asked about dance only. They gave one term and they asked what is it. It is a folk dance. Like that they gave ABCD simple options based question. This time they may also give this. Recently Kai Kottikali is in news. What it is? ABCD, folk dance, music, theater, it is a ritual. Like that they may give you 4 options. So it is a folk dance performed in state of Kerala during Onam festival. Okay, now let us see some facts. It is a temple dance. Very, very important. It is not performed anywhere outside the temple. It is performed only in this temple. It is a famous temple dance. And next one here is, this dance is also known as Arukkali or Tattamakali. So there are different names. And why they celebrate this Onam festival? It is an example of harvest festival. And next important point you need to remember here is, this dance is mostly performed by women, and whatever the songs they will sing while performing this dance, they will sing the tales, the stories of love stricken Parvati and her pangs of separation from the Lord. So it is about the love story between Lord Shiva and Parvati related songs they will sing, and they will dance as part of this folk dance. So whenever you are seeing certain dances will represent love between Radha and Krishna. Okay, like that they will try to sing some dance, and even they will try to narrate some stories like good over evil, like that, God over evil or good over bad, like that they will try to narrate some things. You have to know what is the theme of that dance also. Clear? This is about Lord Shiva and Parvati related love story they will depict, and they will sing the songs, and they will perform accordingly in this dance. Okay, see this next article guys. Center plans integrated command centers to set up border security. To understand this, again we have to know a lots of things here. So now tell me guys, with how many countries India is sharing land border? With 7 countries. What are those? Pakistan, China, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar and Bangladesh. Approximately how many kilometers of border we are sharing with these countries? Total. Total, all these 7 countries, how many kilometers? Approximately. You have to know this data. Write down. 15,106. India shares 15,106.7. Write down, please. 15,106.7 kilometers land border with 7 countries. 15,000. With which country you are sharing longest border? What is that number? 4,000. Okay. At least you know with Bangladesh we are sharing longest border. Done? Written? So we are sharing around 15,106.7 kilometers of land border with 7 countries. And we are sharing longest border with Bangladesh. And we are having border issues with which countries? Pakistan and China. Pakistan is claiming entirely Jammu and Kashmir. China is claiming this north part, middle part and Arunachal Pradesh. And the line between India and Pakistan is LOC, line of control. Line between India and China is LAC, line of actual control. We know that. Okay, what are the problems across our borders with different countries? No proper fencing. Next, infiltration. Terrorists are coming inside. Do you know across this India and Pakistan border what is a major problem? Tunnels. So these terrorists they will go for creating of tunnels and they will enter. And what happens? Underground tunnels. You know this? How this badicoots will make the tunnels in the same way. The tunnels will be there. Suranga Margalu in Telugu. So they are creating them and they are entering into India. Through that, they are smuggling the arms, you know, weapons. And even they are going for drug smuggling. And even nowadays, they are using drones to drop bombs also. And next, illegal migration is the major problem from this northeastern part and Bangladesh part. Yes. And next, other problems. China's expansionist policy. China is developing model villages across India border so that it can easily occupy this Arunachal Pradesh. That is the idea behind this China. And next, other countries are also supporting this infiltration activities, anti-India or anti-social activities or anti-social organizations, and they are trying to wage war against our government. That is happening in this northeastern part, right? So because of all these problems, obviously we need to have a proper border management. Yes. How we are guarding our borders? We have Navy, we have Army and we have Air Force. These are traditional defense system. And even we have Central Armored Power Forces. Especially we have certain forces who are guarding India and China border, India-Pakistan border, India-Bangladesh border. Like that we have BSF, we have ITBP forces. Like that, what they are doing, we are using manpower and these people will stand across the border with their guns, with their uniform and they will trying to guard. So if we are focusing only on the traditional manpower, can we ensure proper information sharing? Can these people go each and every nook and corner of this Himalayas to know what is happening on the other side? So because of this, we are lagging something behind. So because of this, now our central government want to upgrade our border security. For that reason, they came up with smart border system. That is about this article. Read out the title once, now you can understand. Center plans integrated command centers to set up border security. So if you see what exactly this article is saying, that our central government is planning to bring a network of integrated command and control centers. It is nothing but smart border. So what we are doing in the smart border, now we are using AI anywhere, but why can't we use in the borders? So they are using AI, sensors, cameras, drones and other surveillance tools so that the information can be shared very, very fast. There is no need of manual support that much. Because of this, what happened? We can save the lives of the people because you know this Aksaitin region very, very high and the temperature is in -degrees. At that time, what happened? Obviously, we can save the lives of this people. Yes or no? Who are working in army or navy or air force, whatever it may be. So here we are coming up with smart border. That is nothing but you are integrating AI, sensors, cameras, drones and other technology. And we are focusing on improving of information sharing. Okay, so why this plan came up by the government? What are the reasons behind it is? First one is we are focusing on constant physical patrolling. Because of this, the real-time information is not sharing between the people because there will be no internet facility. There is no proper telecommunication facilities at these heights. Yes or no? The people cannot. Have you seen the Sitarama movie? In that movie, they will be using binoculars to see whether the movement of any troops are happening or not. So if that kind of technology if you are using means, can we ensure that information sharing is happening properly? For sure not. So that is the reason why we need to integrate this technology. And next one here is, if we want to respond faster for this infiltration smuggling, we need to use this technology, or else what happen? The decision taking may take late, so that what are the loss it can create, it may already cause that loss. And next one here is, we need to improve coordination between BSF, ITBP, Army, state and district administrators. So for that we need to have this kind of technology integration. And next important one here is, it is not possible for the people to reach all these difficult stretches. For that reason we can use these drones and cameras. Yeah, that's it guys. And now you have to think about what are the advantages of this smart border. How we are going to address the threats across this border by using the smart border. So you may get a question by asking this keyword substantiate or enumerate. So if they are giving about the substantiate means, you have to give examples and how we can use which technology to counter that problem. Okay, see this article guys. In making India's food system climate proof cannot wait. What this article talking about? It is integrating food production, food system with climate change. So if you are talking about the food in our country, our economy is called as primary economy. Why? Because mostly people are engaged in this agriculture, and agriculture is contributing significantly to our economy. Now what is happening? It has been bypassed by service sector. Service sector is contributing more. Even though mostly maximum people are dependent on this agriculture as their economic activity, because of this still we are continuing this name of primary economy. Yes, and most of the agriculture in India is dependent on rainfall. That is called as rain-fed agriculture. And we are producing food, and what are the food is produced by the people, that will be consumed by the people, and if they are having any surplus, that will be taken by FCI, that is Food Corporation of India, and under this National Food Security Act, government will be supplying food grains at a subsidized price for these people who are belonging to this BPL families, below poverty line families. Under this National Food Security Act, we have two components. What are those two components? One is Antyodaya Anna Yojana, second one is priority households. And this Antyodaya Anna Yojana, for a family, how many kgs of food grains they'll give? 35 kgs for family. But what is the recent update? No, now onwards we are not going to give 35 kgs. For person, 7 kgs. If more members are there, more than 5 members means, obviously the cap is 35 kgs. And under this priority household per person, how many kgs? 5 kgs per person. And you have to keep star mark for this. You will be getting question on this National Food Security Act this time for sure 100%, because of this update on Antyodaya Anna Yojana. So under this program, government is launching or conducting this PDS system, that is public distribution system, and government is ensuring that people are not dying because of hunger, and we are improving food security for our people. You know that. So what happens if the climate change happens? You know, the climate change is happening at a very faster rate, and we are seeing unknown phenomena. What are the unknown phenomena or unusual phenomena? We have El Nino, we have heat waves, extreme cold waves, even in Telangana last year, melting of glaciers at a very faster rate, overflowing of rivers, increasing of sea level rise, and even we are extracting more and more groundwater crisis, water scarcity in some areas, and very less rainfall in some areas, heavy rainfall in some areas. You know, in some areas now it is happening like floods, but in some areas no rainfall at all. Rainfall is becoming very erratic. So like that, we are experiencing lots of extreme weather events. If weather and climate is not suitable, then what happens? Can we go for agriculture? For example, if you want to grow cotton, we need certain days should be like enough sunshine should be there. And even for wheat growing also, we need certain conditions. And for rice, we need water. If without water, we cannot grow this rice. Like that, every crop has its own conditions. If the climate is favored, then only we can get enough produce, or whatever the produce we accept, we can get. or else we cannot get this produce. If we are not getting proper produce, can we ensure food security? Can farmers sell their produce to this FCI? They will keep whatever the produce they got for their own consumption. Then what about this PDS system? Then what about this energy security? Then what about this food security of the people? We cannot ensure, right? So here this article is saying that no, we should not take this climate change light. As soon as possible, our government need to take some steps so that we can enhance the food production. If you are not taking any steps as soon as possible, obviously it will be having the negative impact on the food security. That is the idea of this article, and they gave certain data and you have to write that data. Clear? Okay, write down guys. This article is saying that okay, write down. In 2024 to 25, food production reached more than 350 million tons. Write down 224 to 225, food production reached more than 350 million tons. 350 million tons. 350 million tons with record output of rice and wheat. With record output of rice and wheat. Rice and wheat that supported PDS system. That supported PDS system. That supported PDS system. And next point, write down. That supported PDS system. Next point. Due to climate change, it will threaten food security globally. Food security globally. Food security globally. Due to this in India, it will become a challenge. It will become a challenge to provide food. To provide food for 1.4 billion people. For 1.4 billion people. And next point, write down. Around 51% of net sown area. Around 51% of net sown area is rain-fed. Around 51% of net sown area is rain-fed. Produces 40% of food in India. Produces 40% of food in India. Next line. Due to climate change, by the end of this century, food production is reduced by around 30%. Around 30%. And next line. By 2050, food production is reduced by 20%. See the data, how scary it is. By 2050, 20% of food production is reduced. By the end of this 2100, 30% of food is reduced. Then how can we provide food security for the people? Is that scary or not if you are not taking proper steps? So now this article is giving certain way forward, what can be done, what kind of immediate steps we have to take. First one is we have to build a national climate resilient agriculture roadmap. In this roadmap, we have to link seeds, water, soil, markets, finance, etc. Whatever the scattered schemes are there, we have to integrate into a one one way, so that we can have the clear data related to seeds which have to be grown, what kind of soil which is there, what kind of markets are there, where we can sell the things, everything should be integrated. And as one is we have to focus on climate tolerant and scientifically improved varieties. That is nothing but genetically modified crops have to be increased. And next one is we have to focus on location specific practices, like if the area is having good rainfall, good water, they can go for rice. If they are not having the rainfall, they should not go for rice. They have to go for other millets related to production. Which kind of soil they have and what is it good for, which crop we can grow, like that we have to take decision based on the local area. And next one here is we have to increase the support for this farmers, and we have to reward the farmers who are saving water, who are exploiting water. We have to punish them by removing the subsidies or decreasing the incentives. Like if you are doing that kind of things, obviously we can change the behavior change of this farmers. And as we have to improve climate insurance, timely credit and extension of support to the small landholders. And next one is we have to focus on especially promotion of millets, pulses in dry zones. And we have to treat nutrition as part of agriculture policy. And we have to go for biofortified crops, for example, golden rice, which is having vitamin A. Okay, like that we have to go for biofortified crops. And we have to use some digital tools like weather monitoring, soil, groundwater data, so that we can advise the farmers by connecting these farmers directly with this agriculturist or scientist. So in this way, if you are taking some enough steps, obviously we can improve this food production in our country, or else the food production will be reduced by the end of this century. That will leads to a lot of negative impact on the people. Okay. Say these questions, guys. The first one is assertion reason based question. Urban areas can experience flash floods even when total rainfall over the entire region is not exceptionally high. And next, extensive reason here is extensive impervious surfaces such as roads and concrete structures reduce infiltration and increase rapid surface runoff. Both are right, and reason is explaining this assertion because nowadays in urban areas, we have wherever you go concrete and cement surfaces. If some little rainfall happens, Ashok Nagar, how it will become. So here these two are right, and reason is exactly explaining assertion. So option A is the right answer. And see this next question about acting judges. First one is the acting judge may be appointed when a judge of High Court is absent or unable to perform the duties of office. The Constitution provides for such an arrangement under Article 224. An acting judge automatically becomes a permanent judge of the High Court. The arrangement is connected with continuity of judicial functioning. Yes or no? If Chief Justice is not fine, then only we'll go for acting judges, right? That means we should ensure judiciary is functioning properly on time. Justice is delivered on time. So for sure, 4 will be there in your answer. Right? Acting judge will not permanently or automatically become this permanent judge, no? Acting will be only acting only. Yes? Answer here is B, 1, 2 and 4. Okay, that's all guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching. And one more thing here is, if you want to join this new batch of Prelims cum Mains Foundation, which started yesterday itself, please do contact us on this number 8074765513. You can text me on WhatsApp also regarding this, any queries, or if you have any questions or doubts regarding this course. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, guys.